Welcome back. Thank you so much for all of our new subscribers. Remember, if you want to look at our recipes in completion, go to teamleal.net. And now you can follow us on TikTok, where we share family stuff and quick recipes. Today we're making vegan chili pie. It's also gluten-free and delicious. Vamos a cocinar. Let's get to cooking. Now, forgive me for my arroz con gandules. I was meal prepping today, and I made 3 meals while I made this meal as well. You'll get 1 onion, dice it up real well, and sweat it in a cast iron pan. Then you will grab all of your spices. I use paprika, I use some cumin, onion powder, garlic powder, chili powder, and salt. I dump it all into my pan, and I kind of just sweat those onions for about 5 minutes until they get pretty softened. Drain and rinse your cans of beans before you dump them in. I use 3 cans of beans for this recipe. I use 2 cans of the red kidney beans, and then you saw that I dumped in the black kidney beans, right? Not kidney beans, they're just regular black beans. I don't know why I said kidney. I'm so sorry. I must be thinking about anatomy. So get all your beans into the cast iron pan, and all you want to do is put it on a simmer, and you just stir it around and kind of let those beans soften a little. Not for too long, maybe 10 minutes. This is a really, really quick meal to make. As I said, I am meal prepping today, so I'm just checking on my arroz con gandules to see if I can move it out of the way for this video. If you want my recipe for arroz con gandules, let me know in the comments. I'd love to share it in my next video. Notice the towel on the yep, I noticed it. I almost burnt the house down, y'all, but I didn't. And that's the important part. No fire. So I am just gonna let this cook for a little bit, and you'll notice I'm flattening it out. You wanna kind of leave it flat so that it's ready for that cornbread. While that's cooking, I'm gonna get my cornbread started. We'll start with our cornmeal, and then we'll start getting stuff together like thickening our milk. So I use oat milk. It really calls for buttermilk. And all I did was I put the measurement for the milk, and then I just added vinegar to it. And it just kind of gets thick. Let it sit for 5 minutes. After that, you'll also want to make your flax eggs. So in the big one is my milk, and then the smaller one I'm making my flax eggs, which is just 2 tablespoons of flax and 6 tablespoons of water. I always have flax ground in a mason jar because I use so many flax eggs. They're like my favorite egg alternative. You mix that up and you let it sit for about 5 minutes, and again, it's gonna thicken just like that milk that is in the bigger bowl that becomes kind of like a buttermilk. Next, you're gonna melt your butter. I do use this garlic parm butter. You don't have to, you can use any one you want, but I like the savory taste it lends to the cornbread. Okay, so I've already added flour to that bowl that I'm showing you, plus sugar and now baking soda, and I just measure that out, and then I'll also add some baking powder to that. The one I'm using is low sodium because, hello, pandemic, it was all that was left over. Whatever, I probably should watch my sodium intake. Oh, and surprise, now we have to add salt, so there goes that sodium. Put that all together and mix it up, and I'm just going to show you real quick what your flax egg should look like. Look at how thick it is. That's going to bind everything together. Try not to drop your whisk into the batter, and just get all your wet ingredients together. Mix them up very, very well so they're all incorporated into one another, and then we will move to our dry section. Dry part. Dry ingredients. Oh my gosh, dry ingredients. So make a little well in the middle, and then all you're gonna do after you mix it all up, nope, you're not gonna make a well, we're just gonna dump it in. I'm not a baker, but I just dumped it in. I know you're supposed to make a well, but I didn't. I just dumped it all in. It's cornbread, y'all. Mix it until it looks like this. All right, it's time to top our chili. I take dollops of it and I go all the way around my cast iron pan. Then very, very carefully, I'm going to go from the outside all the way to the inside so everything is covered perfectly. Clean up those edges and get it into the oven. Well, mira, you did it. We did it. We made chili pie. I hope your family loves it as much as my family does. Buen provecho.